Yo, what's up, guys? What a wild and crazy game tonight was between the Dallas Cowboys and the Green Bay Packers. Tying. No winner, no loser. The Cowboys and Packers tied 40-40 tonight, guys. The biggest tie game in NFL history. Now, this was a fun game to watch. I will admit, this was a really fun game to watch. I had a lot of fun watching this game from the offensive side of the ball for the Dallas Cowboys. On the defensive side of the ball, I think we can all agree that we all want to pull our hair out of our head and cover our eyes when we watch this Dallas Cowboys defense. Now, to start the game, as we saw, guys, the first two drives of the game, the Packers were able to score touchdowns. But luckily enough, the Cowboys, as we saw in that second drive, of the second touchdown for the Packers, the Cowboys were able to block the field goal, block the extra point, and they were able to go down the field. The Cowboys get the 2 points, and the game flipped after for the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys went on, scoring 2 straight touchdowns after that. The Cowboys took a 16-13 lead. I'm thinking to myself, holy crap, the Cowboys are playing pretty well, in the first half, other than obviously the Cowboys shooting themselves in the foot multiple times in that first half with the amount of ridiculous penalties that the Cowboys took, especially that one where Trayvon Diggs gets the interception. Cowboys get called for a penalty, calls the interception back. Of course, that was one of the many moments that was very frustrating in this game. Don't even get me started about Leofold taking that stupid bloody penalty where the Cowboys have the Packers there. Leofold takes that ridiculous hit, unnecessary roughness. Incredible how many times the Cowboys shot themselves in the foot today. But the offense was absolutely spectacular today. Dak Prescott, George Pickens, Jake Ferguson, Javonte Williams. My God, what an offensive output these guys put out today, especially George Pickens today, guys. 8 receptions, 134 yards, 2 touchdowns. GP stepped up clutch today without CeeDee Lamb in the lineup today. Obviously, we had no CeeDee Lamb today. We missed 2 offensive linemen today, Tyler Booker and Cooper Beebe. Of course, both of those guys are all long-term with injuries, guys. Obviously, CeeDee Lamb with the ankle issue. So the Cowboys had to have some reserves come in today and pick up the pace today and pick up the slack, and they did a really good job today, So I got to give the Cowboys offense a lot of credit today, putting up 40 points. Dak Prescott, just sensational. Him and Jordan Love were both sensational today. Dak Prescott was 31 of 40, 319 yards, 3 passing touchdowns. He was spectacular. Then Jordan Love was 31 of 43, 337 yards, 3 passing touchdowns. Now, those 2 there were spectacular. Even Javonte Williams was great, getting a touchdown. Josh Jacobs running for over 100 yards. I'm not surprised, obviously, with the way this defense is. Romeo Doubs had a career day, 3 touchdown receptions. So this Dallas Cowboys defense is absolutely pathetic. I think we could all agree that this offense here, Dallas's offense, will have to score 40-plus points a game for the Cowboys to have any chance of winning a football game. The Dallas Cowboys defense has given up over 130 points in these first 4 games of the year. It's absolutely pathetic to me. The Packers, every time they got into the red zone, they scored. It looked so easy for the Packers. Honestly, this Cowboys defense, they can't tackle, they can't cover. The play calling is mind-blowing to me at times with Eberflus. Now, the only thing the Cowboys defense did that I will give them credit for is forcing that fumble, and then obviously the Cowboys were able to execute and get Pickens a touchdown there on the first play after that fumble. Now, like I said, the offense was great. The defense is in absolute shambles. My God, this Green Bay Packers, they were commanding the offense at will against the Dallas Cowboys defense today. It's abysmal to watch at times. I sometimes cannot believe that this is an NFL professional defense playing in the NFL like this. It's mind-blowing to me how easily this defense gets scored on and how open they get. The Packers went for it multiple times, easily converting. Very frustrating to see. It was like at times at the start of the game, you're thinking the Packers don't take the Cowboys seriously, knowing that they were going to be able to win this game. Now, the Packers did something really stupid at the end of the game. I think we'd all agree. Jordan Love, very bad clock management at the end of the game. If he had just hesitated one more extra second, Cowboys find a way to win this game 40-37. Now, that could have gone a touchdown in overtime. But, of course, Micah Parsons, who was quiet all game, obviously the biggest reason why this game was so highly anticipated, was the return of Micah. Of course, Micah was pretty quiet. Shoddy, I thought, made great play calls all game today. But Micah makes a great play at the end in overtime. They were able to tackle Dak, prevent Dak from getting a touchdown. Maybe the Cowboys do end up going to win this game, obviously, if Dak gets over the plane there and scores the touchdown. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case. Do I think a tie is deserved? Sure, it's a win for us Cowboy fans. We've seen the Packers, how horrible the Cowboys have played against the Packers. The Packers haunt us all these years, of course, and the Cowboys were able to get a tie. I'll bloody take it. It's more of a worse result for the Green Bay Packers. I think we can all agree, guys. But for the Cowboys to get a tie, like I mentioned, with all those missing guys like CeeDee Lamb, BB, and Booker, you're missing some other guys. Of course, we obviously saw Malik Hooker leave the game early. He was injured. Packers lost a few guys, of course. So there were some injuries on both sides, but both offenses were both electric, both fantastic to watch. But my God, this defense, I don't know how much longer I can put up with watching this defense. Do they fire Eberflus? Probably not. I wouldn't be surprised if they did, but is he, whoever they bring in to replace Eberflus, if they were to fire the guy, would that help this defense? I don't think it will. This defense here couldn't stop a beach ball if you guys ask me. Swiss cheese defenses. Incredible to see how this defense has performed the first 4 weeks of the season, 5 weeks of the season, and then you see how the Cowboys offense operates. Just two completely different sides of the ball, operating in two completely different ways. I thought Shoddy coached a solid game today. Did not let Micah get to Dak until the end of the game. They would call that a sack, like I mentioned, obviously. Shoddy, I thought, did a really good job with the play calls. Williams did a great job running. Javonte went 22 rushes, 86 yards. Like I mentioned, he had the touchdown there. Sanders left the game injured. Of course, that guy, there's injury prone like crazy, so doesn't surprise me at all, guys. But this was a fun game to watch. Obviously, it would have been nice to have a winner, of course, but a tie is very rare to see. I have never seen a tie in my life for the Cowboys, so this is something new, of course. This defense as well is something new that I've never seen before. This is the worst defense I've ever seen in my life, and I hope that they figure it out sooner rather than later. Even with the addition of Jadeveon Clowney, even though he recovered the fumble there, he ain't going to help this team. And honestly, I don't know if this Cowboys defense, even if you had Micah in this team, I still don't think this defense is good enough to compete. Jerry Jones thinks this is a playoff team. Not with that bloody defense. Not a chance in hell. And don't even get me started about Jerry Jones. He loved it today. A game like this, a sling fest, the ball going back and forth. You know, obviously the news about Micah, Jerry Jones loved the way this game ended. Nobody lost. Everyone's going to be talking about this game tomorrow. Everything went out perfectly today for Jerry Jones. But obviously the Cowboys, they battled. The defense, they tried to battle. They didn't do a good enough job today. They haven't done a good job all year to start the season. Of course, we could all agree on that, guys. But the offense is fun to watch. Dak Prescott started off the year fantastically. How about that throw to Jalen Tolbert? What a throw by Dak on his back foot there. What a throw by him. Great job by Tolbert to come back. And then even Pickens, too, with that other catch, guys, that with two men in front of him, double covered, finding a way to make that catch. GP, this is why we got the man, to give CeeDee Lamb another threat. Of course, if CeeDee's not having a great game or getting double coverage, this was a massive performance for George Pickens. Even though he had dropped one ball that he should have caught, he redeemed himself later in the game, of course, guys. Spectacular performance by Pickens, Dak. Ferguson had a great game, getting a touchdown as well, guys. Ferguson had, what, about a little over 80 yards, I think he had here. So they had a solid game, the Cowboys, today, guys. Really good job by them today, guys. Listen, a tie's a tie. We'll take the tie. On to next week, obviously with the news with Micah. Micah coming to Dallas for the first time after the trade. That's over with now. The Cowboys can move on. The Cowboys and Packers both go out with a tie. Fantastic game to watch, guys. Tell me your thoughts and opinions about this football game. It was a really fun game to watch, guys. Thank you for watching as always, guys. Glad you like this video. Subscribe if you guys want to see more content. Go Cowboys as always, guess, right, guys? And remember, if you do not watch sports, you're more. Ciao, guys.